May I have a motion to reconvene to public meeting? Mr. Wendrikowitz, second by Ms. Saccone. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. We had started the meeting a little earlier today, so we are up to the agenda questions. So if I could have everyone's attention. Oh, thank you very much. Agenda questions. So please limit your questions at this time to resolutions under new business on this agenda. As a matter of fairness, you are asked to limit your questions to no more than one and your remarks to no longer than 3 minutes. If you are here representing a group, please identify yourself, the group, and your position in the group. If you are here as an individual, please give us your name and address. This section of public participation will be limited to 15 minutes. Please specify the resolution you are referring to in your question. We have a motion to open the meeting to the public. Mr. Kaczmarski, second by Mr. De Silva.
Evelyn Slackbrow, 43 Thunderhead Place. My question relates to item 17K. I went to the town council meeting last week, and I spoke to them regarding the traffic light for the exit at the JK Mahwah High School. And Mayor John Roth said that the cost for the traffic light was going to be $70,000 plus Boswell Engineering of approximately $12,000 for a total of $82,000. He said he was going to be speaking to Dr. Schoen regarding the cost and splitting it 50% with the school's budget and their budget. He assured me that they have enough money in their budget to take care of the traffic light, and I wanted to know if the $41,000 is included in the budget to take care of the traffic light.
I'll be reporting at about the traffic light in my report.
Okay, great. He also said that they can, if they approve it on the next town council agenda, that it should be completed by August 15th. They would be putting out the bid. That's not going to happen?
Not like that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Do you have any other agenda questions this evening? All right, thank you. May I have a motion to close the meeting to the public? Ms. Conoco, second by Mr. Coughlin. Dr. Schoen, do you have a report for us this evening?
I don't have a report, but I have wonderful staff members that we want to acknowledge. It is absolutely positively wonderful to see all of you here and to see all of you here for the purposes of acknowledging your colleagues, which the videos and hopefully our comments will help to do as well. So with that said, I'm going to turn over to Mr. Fair to introduce our first staff highlight.
Hi, everyone. So tonight we have our spring staff highlights that we'll be presenting to you today. The purpose of our highlights, a lot of us are here for support. So a big piece of it is to really showcase and celebrate 6 of our staff members' work. And the other piece is to kind of familiarize our community with some of our staff members. You know them inside the classroom walls, but you'll learn there are interesting tidbits about each of you that we're going to be sharing as well. And as we watch the videos this evening, what was so awesome is that we don't go in with really a planned conversation. It's kind of organic, and we see where it goes. So I speak with the staff members, we speak with their colleagues, we speak to students, and what happens is very organically a theme reveals itself. So we're really excited to honor and celebrate 6 of you. We're starting with Betsy Ross. You can cheer, right? That's her thing. Is that a picture of Marcy? Wow. Okay, that's great. All right, so our first staff highlight is Marcy Pestrich. Marcy, can you stand up? You're not shy. Just wave, yes. Marcy, you can sit down. Marcy is the definition of positivity. She always has a smile on her face and can cheer you up with just a few simple words. She is always helping students and teachers, showing them that they can accomplish anything. Every family and child that Marcy works with is lucky to have such a dedicated and genuine person as their teacher. Marcy is enthusiastic about teaching and learning, with her primary focus on the whole child. She is always praising her children and so proud of their accomplishments, showcasing their brilliant ideas and talents any chance that she has. Marcy is considered a cheerleader for all students and irreplaceable to the staff of Betsy Ross School.
So this is my 18th year in Mahwah at Betsy Ross School. Same classroom, shh, don't tell anyone. I started September 2001 in second grade. And my first couple years, it was first grade, second grade first. But mostly, I would say the past 11 or so years in a row had been first grade. And ironically, this year, I'm back in second. And I've always loved working with children. I've always loved working with the little ones. So I feel like from the time I was a kid, I knew I wanted to be a teacher.
Marcy Pestridge is, in one word, heart. She loves everything about children, everything about teaching, and she wants to bring every day her best foot forward. Marcy she's everything to those kids, and those kids love her. And she works really, really hard to make it perfect for them.
I had the privilege of working with Marcy both in second grade and then also just as a colleague from first grade and second grade together. And I never met somebody who was more dedicated in her profession than Marcy. Everything she does, she gives 120%, 150%. She's always looking to do the right thing for kids. And I think that's what makes her who she is.
Her kindness, her compassion, and her warmth is some of the most amazing things about her. She just exudes that always. So when you're in her presence, you feel that. And when you even talk to her, she cares so much about you, and she looks at you, and you know that she cares about you.
So EJ has had Miss Pestridge, Marcy, for the past 2 years, and we love her. As his mom, what I love is that my son is like just loved on all day long for who he is. And so we've seen so much growth in EJ because of Marcy, who she is as a teacher, how she just loves on her students, how she embraces them, but how she pours into teaching, her love of reading and learning as well. So we've had a very positive experience having EJ in her classroom these past 2 years.
She makes us feel happy. Yeah, it's just nice to be around her. When I was going to my seat on Christiana, she had to tell me special or something, and she said, "You'll never make me angry." And that seems to be true.
It makes us be happy with what she is and how she feels and how she talks and how she responds to us.
It's so important for these kids to come to school and feel happy and safe and comfortable and confident and good about themselves. And then I feel all that learning takes place. Like, of course, the reading, the writing, the math, all the academics is important. But I feel like before any of that can happen, these kids have to feel comfortable and safe and happy. And then they can take risks and all that can occur.
Marcy's so deserving of this acknowledgement because she pours her everything into her students. She's constantly in contact with us as the parents to share what's going on, whether it's Twitter, an email, a note that comes home. So when EJ comes home with homework and I have no idea how to do it, I've been provided with the information on how to help him succeed at home as well. And she's just embraces it fully. I mean, she's fully in what she's doing 100%.
And I think that the kids, Lauren and I have said, the kids always come back to see her. No matter what grade they're in, those in college come back to see her. And that says a lot about who you are as a person. When you remember a teacher that vividly, that we just feel we want to be like her. The kids, you want them to remember you the same way they remember her.
Yes, I feel like she's inspired a lot of people too, who've even got into teaching or just feeling like they wanted to make a difference or be a better person in the world.
On the last day of school, I always sit with my class because we're a family. So I always sit with them on the last day of school in a circle and we reflect, and everyone goes around what they've learned, what they've enjoyed about the year. And I always leave them with a couple of thoughts before they walk out the door for summer vacation, that if you learned anything this year, always remember how important it is to be kind to yourself and to others, and to always treat people with respect and you would want to be treated. And, you know, as you go through the rest of your years in school and college and working, work hard, you know, always try your best, don't give up, but have a little fun too.
Marcy came to me one day. She always kind of debriefs with me too. After like the day, she'll wanna give me, you know, just to let you know this happened or this happened. So she comes in and she says, Linda, do you know what a dab is? And I'm like, tell me the story. So she's like, okay, so we're doing phonics, and D-A-B, D-A-B, right? Dab. All of a sudden, all the kids are doing this. So then she goes to me, I know what they were doing. And they explained to her, Miss Pestridge, it's dabbing. Dabbing. And they all did this the whole time. Hysterical. She didn't know what was happening. She thought her kids were gonna like take off and fly. You know that story.
You need to stand up. You are the next person to be Christine Petrowski has been a valuable member of the George Washington School staff for 18 years. During her time at GW, Christine has taught kindergarten, first grade, and third grade. Currently, Christine teaches third grade, where she's created an environment where high expectations are always met due to her love, support, and dedication to all of her students. Christine has a unique ability to unlock each child's potential and help them fulfill their hopes and dreams. Her ability to push students to succeed is matched by her continued drive and determination to push herself to be the best teacher possible. Christine's work ethic, genuine care for her students and colleagues, and attention to detail make her the exceptional teacher that she is. The Mahwah School community is honored to have Christine as part of their team and grateful for her willingness to ensure that all of our students flourish.
So I grew up in Ramsey and had a first grade teacher named Ruth Rajan, and she is the reason I ultimately became a teacher. I feel like she had the perfect balance of funny and sarcasm and just made teaching fun, and I knew that she loved her job, and that's one of the reasons why I ultimately became a teacher.
Christine teaches third grade ABC with her district, having a really good structure with the K-3 schools, all of the primary schools make a lot of effort to make sure our students are prepared when they go into JK. I think what Christine does, certainly above getting them prepared, is make sure that every student is really confident in themselves and releasing themselves. So when they step out of GED, we go and leave here with such a sense of accomplishment and feelings of self-worth that there's nothing but success in the future.
I think one of the philosophies that drives me as a teacher is that fair isn't equal, and that every student in my classroom in September is like a new investigation, and I need to discover how they learn best, and I need to give them that. And what's good for one student might be completely different for somebody else, and I feel like that's what's worked for me and my students, and that's kind of how I succeed in third grade.
I think that might be one of her best gifts as a teacher, is that she truly sees the potential in every child. Whenever we think of lesson plan, she's like, okay, so how are we going to make this fun? How are we going to get the kids engaged?
When I'm in Miss Petrosi's class, I feel happy and smart. She helps us understand a lot of things in math, and she's very nice.
Christine as a person and as a teacher is super detail-oriented. And you think about in her classroom and see her lessons, you certainly see that piece of her, because the lessons are planned so thoughtfully and so well that each experience students have is really something that's unique and special and really meaningful.
I would say something that just says Christine is no matter how a lesson goes or anything, you can always walk into her room and our kids are trying and striving for the best, not only for themselves but also for her too. So it just kind of like gives her motivation to be better also.
I have so many favorite memories from George Washington with the staff, the students, but one of my favorite ones was when Mrs. Triantafilakis and I were, fresh out of college, first and second year teachers. We decided we had to teach the rainforest to our first graders, and we decided that we were going to go above and beyond what we really needed to do, and the whole hallway, the whole wing by our classrooms, we decided we were really getting to a rainforest. So paper floor to ceiling, trees across the ceiling, the students made animals and wrote up little explanations of what each layer of the rainforest was, and it was just a really good first example of the ways that we work together here and have fun doing it. Yeah, her classroom is the best classroom in the whole school. I mean, it's decorated better than my house.
The charts are
Charts are amazing. I look at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're so neat, they're organized, and they're beautiful. Her anchor charts are beautiful. And her room is like coordinated. It's a whole ocean theme, and you walk in and you feel like I feel like maybe that's why she did it. Now all the kids calm and have a nice environment to go into.
And it's so good for One of the things that really impresses me about Christine is her ability to get the most from her students. And I think she does that by really having high expectations for them, but also supporting them in a way that they really maximize their potential.
Aside from along, because that takes up the rest of my time, I am happiest, and this might shock some people, but not others, when I'm in a flower shop. I love flowers, I love plants, I love gardening and landscaping, and just finding the perfect place where things will thrive. That's something I really enjoy.
It was a nice classroom. It actually looked better in person than it did in the pictures. Yes. So our next staff highlight is Allie Bauer. There's Allie. Thank you. Allie is the type of educator that you hope every child will have at least once throughout their educational career. There are many words to describe Allie, but the ones that truly describe her passion in the classroom are inspiring, kind, loving, dedicated, and funny. Allie is attentive to the learning styles of all of her students in her classroom, and she works tirelessly to make sure that they are receiving instruction that will allow them to grow. When you watch Allie teach, she is calm and engaging. Her students seem to hang on to her every word. She integrates humor and motivating moments into all of her lessons, and it is these moments that make her students laugh and love to be in her classroom.
I grew up around it. My mom was a teacher. My aunt's a teacher. I have cousins that are teachers. So I kind of was immersed in it growing up. I was able to see, like, firsthand the impact that my parents had on their students. And I think, you know, as I got older, I wanted to try something different and do something different than my family. So I tried it, and I thought that's what I wanted to do. But then once I was in the classroom and started working with kids, I realized this is what I want to do. And I think their influence on me helped shape the teacher that I am today.
Allie is wonderful. Allie is the kind of teacher that when you walk in one moment, she's hysterical and has the kids engaged and laughing, but yet she does it all in a calm demeanor. She's poised. She talks to the students in the calmest voice that you've ever heard in a classroom, and she holds their engagement through everything. One of the best things is Allie gets them to challenge themselves. No matter what they're working on, they always say, well, I have to do this for Miss Bauer. I have to do this for Miss Bauer. She wants me to be the best I can be. And it's nice when you hear that from a student.
Allie's quiet. She's a quiet storm who rises to every occasion in her classroom with her students. She has a very calm demeanor that is exuded amongst her students. They love Mrs. Bauer, and I think that if you speak to any of her students, they will definitely have a lot to say about their relationship with her.
Mrs. Bauer makes me feel happy and excited. Mrs. Bauer makes me feel happy. On the first day of school, she let us, we didn't have to do math. She makes me feel happy, excited, and because every day when we come back from lunch, we get to lay on the rug and she reads us a book. Yeah. And sometimes it's really good books. Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes.
Working with Allie has been a really rewarding experience. I feel like she has a lot to offer, and she's always willing to share. I think she has a really big heart. I think that when it comes to her students, she will go above and beyond and work till midnight at home to make sure that they have what they need. She really tries to make her lessons fun and exciting because the kids are so young, and I think a lot of times that, you know, there's so much for us to worry about, but she makes sure that they come first all the time.
I would say that Allie makes learning fun. Those kids don't even realize they're learning because everything is just kind of, I think a lot of times that they're excited about every lesson plan.
I guess my approach is I find out what they need to know, I look at the curriculum, the standards and all that, and then I do my best to make it relevant to them and to make it engaging and fun, and I want them to want to keep learning and come to school every day and want to come to school on the weekends and to come to school on the holidays. I guess that's where I'm coming from. I'm trying to still like that little girl in her life.
Miss Bauer does something that she calls a spotlight writing, where the students are able to come up to the board and they are the person to talk about their writing. And they're very excited. She engages all of the other students to identify what did this writer do well? And the students really, really appreciate being showcased by her, and they enjoy it being showcased to their class.
The kids come back to lunch, just to give you one example, and they lay on the carpet silent. And she pretends that no one's in the room and she can't find them. So she calls out all of their names. I can't find you. Where are you? And then all of a sudden she'll run to the rug and she tickles each and every one of them on their feet. And she's like, I found Layla. I found Mateo. I found Joelle. My friends. I love you all. Now let's get started to work. And yet everyone's on the carpet and engaged. So it's that calm demeanor with that overwhelming presence of just a love for her students.
I work with John Township. She and I work together, and we were working with this little boy who was struggling with reading. He was having a hard time grasping it. And then all of a sudden, it just started to click for him. He jumped like 2 levels, and I looked at him and I said, oh my goodness, look at this, look what you can do. And I put a Post-it on him that said, like, I am a level, whatever it was, reader. And I said, no, go tell Mrs. Zamorsky. And he walked across the room, he tapped her on the shoulder, and he said, look at me. And she looked at him, and I couldn't have, like, planned her reaction better. She was cheering and shouting, she had tears in her eyes, and had stickers all over him. And he was, like, the proudest little guy I've seen. And it was just a great moment. It, like, kind of reaffirmed why we do what we do.
Where would Mr. Hayek be? Stand up, Mr. Hayek. Wave to your colleagues. Mr. Hayek is a phenomenal teacher. In speaking to Mr. Hayek's colleagues, he is viewed as a teacher that any parent would want their children to have. He is caring, thoughtful, and attentive to children and their needs. Further, Don takes the time to ensure that students not only learn the content, but just as importantly, enjoy their learning experiences. Students feel comfortable taking risks and trying their best in Mr. Hayek's classroom. He creates all of his own materials to ensure that all of his students' needs are met and is known, and on many days to stay after school to help his students get caught up. Don is really one of a kind, and he will truly be missed by all. We are excited for Don's new endeavors and very happy as he enters into retirement after this school year.
I ran into an ex-student. He's got to be 35 years old now. Big guy, suit and tie. And I went to, say hello, shake his hand, and he put me in this bear hug, and he wouldn't let me go. So I said, all right, that pretty much says it all. This is a kid from years ago who remembers who I am. Obviously, hopefully that's some kind of impact on him. For me, teaching is about the creativity. It's very much a creative outlet for me. Really love to put a lesson together, try to be as creative as I can, and then watch it work.
Don is great because he's here all the time. He stays late. He's here early. He's really just here for the kids. I think he really enjoys being with the kids and does a lot for them. And I think it sometimes goes unrecognized because he's quiet and not necessarily showing, but after 5, 6 o'clock, you can find more copy. We're making copies and preparing packets and just getting ready for the next day to make sure that he's fully finished.
Don is just well liked by staff, all students. The great thing about Don is, as Ashley said, that he's here after school, he's helping kids out, and you see him at the end of the day actually go up in those kids' parents' cars, and you see him coming back, and at that time, the majority of the buildings in Don's are.
In Brownell District, this is my 24th year, and he's been awesome to have here, so he's going to be around. So I always inspired him. When I was on the team, I have been the team with him, my entire time, and I have been him. He has the most creative ways of teaching kids that no one can have the team to.
We used to do a whole documentary on the Revolutionary War at school, and you can film this thing with scripts and props and whatnot. Apparently there's still a group of kids that are going to be 30-something and they get together every once in a while to watch it.
I think the one thing that I know about Don is the energy and ability he brings into the classroom. Knows about the game in such a way that it captivates his audience. The students are engaged all the time. 4th grade mathematics and science can be challenging and scary and difficult at times. He presents the material in such a way that's fun, non-threatening, and enjoyable for the kids to learn. And I think that's what we really love about Don.
He gives us stuff that other 4th grade classes don't do, and then he just makes them easier just by doing fun stuff, basically. With everyday math, it's hard to explain. It's really not easy as Mr. Hodge lessons. He breaks it up and also does fun activities in the middle of it, so you understand it. I didn't really understand math, but then he helps me. I'm doing better in math in 5th grade now.
I also think that he's a very big advocate for students. One thing that's comes to me right now is we had a new student who transferred in after the holiday. Right away, Don came to me and I assessed him with this, I did this. He's like, he could use support with this. Can you put him in this flex class? Can you put him in this tutoring class? I'm going to stay with him after school and work with this. What else can you do? And that's something that not everybody does right away. But Don jumped the gun, took the initiative, and it really helps me out. One, knowing that all of my children are in good hands, and 2, just knowing that I have somebody else that's, thinking, before anything has happened to my students.
For me, it's real simple. I think like a 9-year-old, and never really straight past that. So, when I sit and think of how I'm going to present the lesson, I think of, how would I have done it as a 9-year-old, what would make me understand this and really go into it. Luckily, I'm still kind of on that mental point, so it comes very easy to me. But, philosophy is just to get them comfortable with it as possible and have a little fun and go from there.
Never want to go also in fashion. His compassion, his kindness, or at least get to see him on stage playing his guitar and his singing with some.
Typically, I'm in a couple bands at any given time, and I have to play local clubs around and have a good time. That's been really my replacement for Xanax is music. So it's a lot of fun there. And some people really have a passion for trash. I'm a picker. I've paid more than years in the beginning of teaching. Got through more than mortgage payment on somebody else's stuff that they threw to the curb, whether it's eBay, garage sales, or Craigslist. So I don't know if everybody knows that. So when we do trash, so you don't know it. Just throw it back in the truck, package it, still right west, the right truck in the back.
If I may, I know I've made this announcement once before, but I think last year's 4th grade class on the last day, my granddaughter was there. The entire class cried. They left. Anyway, she's sorrowfully waiting for his last station. She's not Jessica.
I want to say first of all, register a complaint. The actor, too old.
Stunt double.
But it really speaks to, I still feel like I'm the 27-year-old kid that started here. It all went very fast, and that's because of everybody that I get to work with every day. People I get to work with, teachers are the best. Thank you all. Dennis, I'm going to tell you why I'm not giving you a 4.
Yeah, you all clap. I see Lori Bregman clap.
You gave me 4 questions. You only asked me like 1.5 of them, and then you hit me with some stuff.
And there's
that
your evidence.
blindsided me. But thank you again. I too am humble. The people that I work with, I am amazed by them every single day. And to be honored like this is just amazing.
Our next staff highlight is Rich Gordon. Rich, can you stand? Mr. Gordon has taught in the mathematics department for 22 years. Courses have included Algebra 1, Grade 7, Algebra 1, Grade 8, 8th grade mathematics, remedial mathematics, and money matters. At the Ridge, Rich coached soccer, basketball, and track. At MHS, Mr. Gordon has served as girls and boys JV tennis coach for 8 years. The following attributes have been used to describe Rich by colleagues and administrators: approachable, personable, polite, fair, and thoughtful. Mr. Gordon possesses strong content knowledge and creates strong, positive relationships with students and colleagues. Rich makes an effort to get to know colleagues on a personal level and makes connections far beyond the Ridge walls. He also focuses on the whole child and is sure to express interest in students' lives beyond his classroom.
So I'm Rich Gordon. I've been working here for 22 years. I've been teaching 8th grade math the entire time. And I've been coaching here the entire 22 years. This will actually be my 42nd coaching season in this district, which is crazy to think about. So I took a roundabout route into teaching. I graduated Rutgers with an environmental economics degree and didn't know what I wanted to do with it. So while I was still living in my parents' house, they said, "We're going to make some money." And I went into substitute teaching, and I realized I was good at it. So I went back and got my math degree, and went back and got my certification to teach, and that was 23 years ago.
But the best thing I like about Rich is just knowing him as a person. He's just a really likable person. So my interactions with Rich will be similar to a student's interaction with him, and he's just such a personable guy. He makes a lot of connections. He knows all of his kids. He knows what they like, their personalities, where they're strong, where they're weak. He makes those connections, and he's a genuine person.
He makes the connections with every kid in the classroom and shows a genuine interest in all of the kids. He has the ability to do that, and he's been into playing the guitar and playing music, so we have music kids, sports kids, and theater kids, and he just makes it a point to connect with each and every one of them.
The best way to describe Rich is that he's a quiet, steady coach and mentor. And I think he serves that role whether he's working with a colleague or with students. He's our rock. He's our pillar. Anyone has any problems, they go right to Rich. Whether you're a new teacher, he's automatically a mentor. Whether you've been here for a while, everybody goes to him with everything. So I know he has a great relationship with students as well. Our struggling learners, spends time with them, right after school, during lunch, has
so much patience. He has a very good listener, and does offer, especially in the math department, when there's been so much change. He offers a great perspective to ground us, to come back to what it really, what we should be doing in the classroom, which is really connecting with the kids.
I agree, like, he just makes the class better, like he explains the stuff very well, and he makes it fun, like, not like some other teachers.
Definitely doesn't, it's a whole class of like 20 so it definitely makes you feel like more than everyone else, but it makes that feel everyone, so everyone feels included. And he really, he just focuses on you and trying to get you the best students he can, as well as being in the future. And he's like, rather than so just math, so everything, so skills, really in the future. And he's really smart guy, and super nice. One of which is most requirements is the fact that he can build relationships with all students. And those students really truly genuinely like him when he was teaching math. He always taught all levels of learners in math, and he has always come away every year saying that was a great class. And all of those students. And it's the same thing with his tennis students as well. He always speaks about no matter what their record was.
It's my first year teaching. We had a assembly here, it was called the Roots of Rock. And it was a band that got up on stage and they played music and talked about the history of the United States and through music and through socioeconomics and politics. We were doing, at the time, the vice principal here, Mr. Van Eck, said, does anyone want to come up on stage and entertain the audience? This is for 300 people. And the kids around me all started chanting my name. And Mr. Van Eck at the time knew I played guitar, so he gave me the guitar of the guy in the band. And again, I don't know what to do, and I start asking the audience, does anyone know any songs that I might know? And at the time, Bob Parker was a phys ed teacher here, came up on stage and we figured out that we had a song together called Friendly Again, we had a Grateful Dead. And we started moving through it, and he was singing it, and I was playing it. And all of a sudden, I hear the drummer from the band join in and start playing. Then the bass player started playing. And the guitar player took out another guitar, plugged it in, and now I'm fronting the entire band in front of 300 people. We played through the whole song, get a standing ovation. I remember that moment like it was yesterday. It's like, this is a rare job where you could be a rock star without actually being a rock star.
both had to learn at an early age that when they hear me referring to my kids in conversation, it didn't mean that. So again, thank you all. I'm so lucky that I have a job that I don't consider work.
Okay. The second, Mr. Gordon, would you please stand up and be recognized? Dan Gordon, everyone. Adorning the bulletin board in the hallway outside of the wood shop are a dozen or so pictures of smiling students from years past posing with their completed woodshop projects. Some pictures are of tables, some of our chairs, and there's even a guitar or two nestled on that collage as well. These pictures represent a small sample of the hundreds of students who were lucky enough to have Mr. Gordon as their teacher. Whether teaching about the dovetail joinery, the art of marquetry, or encouraging his students to see the beauty of the everyday, Mr. Gordon's passion for fine craftsmanship is embodied in the work that his students produce. Perhaps most importantly, Mr. Gordon's students always leave his class with a sense of personal accomplishment in having turned simple planks of wood into pieces that carry such a profound personal investment. Those of us who have had the privilege of working with Mr. Gordon know that his knowledge, quick wit, kindness, and unwavering patience are a model of what all teachers should strive to be. We also wish Dan sincere happiness in his retirement.
People are usually interested that you're a teacher, and then they're really fascinated when you teach shop. And everybody has a story about a shop class, which is interesting. You know, I never pictured myself a shop teacher, but the thing I love about teaching is that and I try to convey this to Dennis Jarvis, and in the classroom, when you let go and the kids are completely on task, they're focused, and they seem to be getting some joy out of what they're doing. That's an amazing thing about teaching that doesn't really get talked about a lot, and it's because it's very you can't quantify it.
I think talking about the art show, you know, every year I try to get Dan to display his art in this building so people don't have to walk over to Building 7, and inevitably he convinces me that it's important for parents to see the work in the context of the wood shop. And so, you know, we go through this labor of getting legs and making sure that can happen for him. I think he's really proud of the space he works in, and really proud of the work that students do. And really the furniture that kids are making is really top quality work that kids are working. It's really awesome. Yeah, it really is. Being in Mr. Williams' class is probably one of my favorite periods, to be honest, because it's just, he's always so fun with everyone. He's never in a bad mood. I've never seen him in a bad mood. And whenever you need help, he's always there. He's always there. So just, to the simplest things to the hardest things. And I know, as a student, that's always the best. And I know he's got a lot of students in my class, so he's always bouncing around. He's always helping. Always helping.
He always make you laugh. He always cheers you up.
Yeah.
Very sarcastic, has a unique personality.
And he's probably one of the most patient people I've ever met in my life. To see him work with kids it's magical, because he can turn on and off, move from different kids in a heartbeat. You know, kids who are more self-directed and the kids who need a lot of help, and he does it with it's flawless, it's seamless, it really is.
But that's what you're after, and you know, we joke that I talk in a circle, but I always get to my points. My students, you know, become accustomed to that. But I know what it means to be on task. I know what the objective is, and I think that probably one of the best qualities I have that makes me, you know, an effective teacher, and I'm sure my colleagues would feel is patience. I know it needs to happen. Sometimes I can get to it quicker than others. Sometimes I do it more efficiently than others. But I know that if I'm patient and I'm tenacious, that when I let go, or circumstances force me to let go, then it's going to go, you know, dare I say, a magical place.
When I think about Dan Gordon, I think about how kind he is. Yet he's able to manage lots of projects at the same time without ever getting flustered. He's the consummate professional. I think, too, that he's just such a happy person that he spreads that around wherever he goes. And he's also the kind of person that no matter what task you ask him to do, he's up for it. Whether, you know, he's doing a duty early morning or a study hall, or there's just something else that needs to be done in the school, he's willing to step in and do it. And it always strikes me as, you know, he's a hands-on kind of craftsman, and yet he's willing to take on something like a study hall, which is so different in nature than what he's used to. On a personal level, I also find that Dan is the go-to person when you need to be soothed or calmed down. He's very zen, and that's because he does practice a lot of meditation before he comes to work. He is really impressive in terms of his own artwork, that he's always wanting to learn new things. And outside of this building, he's a painter, he's a printmaker, he builds all of his own tools, he shows his work professionally, and he's just always kind of striving to be a creative person.
He has so much knowledge on other pieces around the work. You look like the trees that come from plants and stuff, and how they're all cut and how they're all shaped. And that's something I always found so interesting, is that just besides working with wood, you know what comes from it and where you got it and what people did before you even got the wood.
It just like brings out your personality if you meet something that you like, that you're passionate about.
So I know that many of the kids won't necessarily be cabinet makers or furniture makers, but I want them to connect to what it feels like to make something, to put a piece of themselves into it, to have a respect for what it means to craft something and the skill set that goes with that. And then, most of all, when I've thought about this through the years, ultimately what I'm looking for as a teacher is for them to walk out more confident.
Brilliant editing, by the way. I do talk in circles, and I was amazing good at editing. 49 minutes. Right. And that's why the students always want to get into the shop. So my students are, always just staying very, very focused. My family's here. I actually live down in Union County, Berkeley Heights, so I've had a very distinct career here as a teacher in that I kind of lived in two worlds. I have my world at home and my world here, and my kids' growth has sort of mirrored the growth of my students. And we just had Bring Your Child to Work Day, where my own kids would come and actually spend time with the students, and it sort of epitomized my experience here in Mahwah. And I didn't set out to be a teacher. I sort of fell into it, but by having that connection with my own family and the family that I built here, that's really what I'm saying. I have two families. It's been an amazing experience. And then from a professional standpoint, to be included in the group that I've been included with is truly an honor. I am retiring this year. I'm retiring not to go, no picker competition. And unfortunately, I can't play an instrument, but I paint. So just the teaching thing brings out creativity. So I'm pursuing the painting side of things. And but that said, this is a quick chance to say thank you. Thank you to the board. We do have an amazing program. We have a program that's, I think, unparalleled in so many ways. We have an incredible facility. As you know, we're adding to that facility. John Pascal became principal 6 months before I came on the scene. Hopefully you'll survive without John. But I say that because John's been instrumental in helping build the program, as have all of you and the administration. And we really have an amazing thing here, which I know is just one piece of a mosaic, if you will, of so many amazing resources. And most of all, so many wonderful people. And shout out to my supervisor, Dennis Jarvis, as well. I've always been relegated to the sciences, so you've had to have a lot of patience to supervise me. But it's been a wonderful run. I want to keep as many relationships going as really well said. I stay in touch with my alumni and hopefully so many of you as well. Can't thank you enough.
So, Madam President, that does conclude our staff highlights for this evening. I know that many of you are here for the sole purpose of honoring your colleagues. Please, you are certainly welcome to go if you are not interested in the budget presentation, which will be here shortly.
They want to be fed, so.
I totally understand. Congratulations, everyone.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Good luck.
Yeah, I was.
Congratulations. Good luck. Congratulations.
Are we still on meeting?
Yes.
Yeah. Sit down, Mike.
Sit down, Mike. Pete, come
Sit down, Linda. All right, decide, because we look like,
go. Okay, all right.
we look like the board members.
All right, everyone, Linda Zaccone, calling Linda Zaccone.
All right, she's not listening. Go ahead. Keep going. That's fine.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Mr. Fair, do you have a report for us this evening? Thank you.
Yes, agenda item 18A is the announce of a retirement.
You have to speak into the
Yes,
microphone.
Mrs. Gary,
Yes.
who is a business teacher at the high school. I feel like this is disrespectful. Okay. Mrs. Gary has served the Mahwah Public School students as a high school business teacher for 19 years. This is
Just give it 5 minutes.
okay.
Like,
This is
I
on
don't-
camera. Cindy, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Cindy.
Just
Going
give
to
it
wait.
a few minutes. Yeah.
You need to get on top. Okay, thank you, everyone. If you're leaving, if you could leave as quietly as you can. We have to continue with the meeting. But thank you all for coming. Congratulations to all the recipients. Okay, Mr. Farrer, if you'd like to continue with your report for us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So, agenda item 18A, we have the announcement of a retirement. Mrs. Gary at the high school. She served the Mahwah Public School students as a high school business teacher for 19 years. In those 19 years, Cindy has been a fierce advocate for all students. She forged strong relationships with students, parents, and support staff. In her role, Mrs. Gary has reflected on instructional strategies to improve the educational experience for all students. The future business leaders of America also benefit from her expertise and guidance. Take Your Child to Work Day, which Mr. Gordon referenced earlier, through Cindy's efforts, has built key moments for the building together, inclusive of staff, their children, and students to create lifelong memories. Most importantly, Mrs. Gary cares deeply for her colleagues, her students, and her role as a mentor. Her presence in our community will be truly missed, and we wish Cindy the best in her retirement. Also, we're continuing the height of hiring season. All of our vacancies we're hoping to have filled at our May 22nd agenda, but we recognize that, when things come along the way, there will be more additions. And also, our end-of-year barbecue is scheduled for June 24th. We have a barbecue district committee that is inclusive of one staff member from each of our buildings. We've been meeting, and we are ready to celebrate as we get into our downswing of the school year. And that's my report.
Thank you very much.
The board can certainly put that in your calendars. It would be awesome. That's the 24th. I anticipate we'll probably start the barbecue. I'd probably say about 12:30. I know we're starting. What do you think? Maybe a little bit earlier, so if you guys could all kind of be in place as far as setup is concerned, perhaps by 11.
30th anniversary. I couldn't imagine a better place to be.
Okay, and I hope I don't see your wife when you tell her that you're coming here.
Oh, my
It's
God.
now on video, Mike, in fact.
She knows where she
It's a lot of fun.
That in and of itself, isn't it?
It's a lot of fun, everybody. It really is. Looking forward to it, especially the ice cream truck.
And it's coming. It sure is.
Mr. Bleeker, you have a report for us.
Okay. Yes, good evening. I have a few things to report on this evening. Budget presentation, tonight's going to be the final summary as well as the budget hearing. I have an update to give to the board and the public regarding the STEAM edition. But first, there are some troops from Girl Scout Troop 95829 that want to speak to the Board of Education about a proposed path they want to help revigorate behind JK. So
Great.
please come up and speak to the board.
You may want to bring that microphone down, girls. I don't know. It's up to you. You can hold it like a rock star if you want. Take it off.
Just don't drop it at the end.
Hi, we are Troop 95829 in 5th grade from Joyce Kilmer. My name is Kiara Moranti. My name is Amelia Cole.
My name is Hope McCrimless.
My name is Isha Karanka.
My name is Nicole Bertuz. My name is Lydia Prasad.
We are doing our Bronze Award project. The Bronze Award is the highest award you can earn at a junior level. It requires 15 hours of planning and community service of a project that we decide.
As our Bronze Award, we would like to create a path that students in Joyce Kilmer Elementary School could use as an easier pathway to the library for after school hours.
We're doing it because people can get hurt and there are branches that could fall, and we want to keep the kids safe for good reasons and causes.
We all are working really hard to make this happen, including 3 hours of service in the forest and picking up trash and helping out with like making stones and stuff, and we would really appreciate that.
Yeah.
There you go.
We also want to do it because when it's like rain or snowy, it gets icy and wet, and it's easy to fall down, and no mom wants a dirty kid.
To conclude, well, not to conclude, but I just want to say thank you to Miss Conley and Miss Christine for letting us do this for Joyce Kilmer and for the future kids that are going to come.
I've got to say, your preparation for this tonight and the way you organized yourself and the way you gave us this message was excellent. We've had a lot of people stand at the microphone, but seeing you guys is absolutely the best. If I may, we have discussed this idea with the Facilities Committee. I anticipate that we will have an answer to you by tomorrow, which Mr. Bleeker will be able to deliver. Is that okay? So we'll be in touch with you, or whoever was in touch with us with the request. We'll get to you tomorrow. We just want to confirm that we're in the right place.
Thank you so much.
Sound like a plan?
Very much.
Great job.
Peter? Good job, girls. Girls, wait 1 second. Mr. Winchekowitz would...
Break up this time. On behalf of the trustees of the Mahwah Public Library, we want to thank you. Your project, renovating that walkway, will go a long way to complement the goals of developing lifetime readers and lifetime readers. Thank you.
Great job, girls. Great job. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, so that was one item. Next item I have for this evening is just an update regarding the STEAM Edition. The STEAM Edition is currently entering the final stage of construction. The contractor at any time has multiple tradesmen and women working simultaneously in both the interior and exterior of the building. Painting on the interior has begun. Windows and doors are scheduled for delivery this week.
Sorry.
And
Announcement at the beginning of the meeting.
and preparations for the parking lots continue. Roofing has been installed and the finishing work for that roof is ongoing. HVAC units are in place and are being connected. Rough electrical and plumbing is done, and finished work will begin after the paint is completed. Casework for the rooms are on site and furniture has been ordered. An unforeseen condition related to primary electric was addressed and will help to improve the ability for future work, whether at the STEAM Edition or in other areas of the high school. However, there has been a handful of delays in other areas that will cause the date for substantial completion, which was originally scheduled for May 31st, to be adjusted. At this time, the date of substantial completion is projected to be on or about June 21st. The district contractor and construction manager are all working to shorten that delay as much as possible where we can.
Thank you very much.
And then the last item I have is the budget presentation. much. Tonight is the last budget presentation for the 2019-2020 budget. The budget was first presented at our first meeting in March. It was our preliminary budget. It was sent down to the county offices for their review. Came back from them with only a handful of minor requests for further information, which we provided, and subsequently was approved at the county level for presentation here to everybody this evening. This is going to be a summary presentation. Everything that I am presenting tonight, with the exception of one item, which I will highlight, has already been spoken about at one of our other board meetings. All these presentations are available online. The last thing that we need to do, another item that will be online shortly, is a user-friendly version of this budget. We are required by the state to post that online within 48 hours of this evening. As I said, one of the first meetings, the overall budget has several components to fund it. The first component is the tax levy of just over $65 million. That's for both the operating and the debt service part. We have state aid that we're receiving in excess of $3 million. Transfer from emergent reserve. This is the one item that is a new item from the preliminary budget that was presented to the county. This is a transfer that has been discussed that we're going to withdraw from our emergency reserve account. Emergency reserve account is the account that we have for use for unforeseen circumstances. There's adjustment to the state law a couple of years ago that allows us also to withdraw funds from that for reasons to address any security-related items at our schools. That's what this withdrawal is going to be for. It's going to be for to address some security items at all 6 of our schools. Next year, during the 1920 school year, any funds that we do not use from that money will go back to the emergency reserve. Going down the line, we have other revenues of over $200,000. The fund balance is funds from other budget years that are being carried forward. We have our special revenue of just over $718,000. The grand total budget for the 1920 school year will be $72,078,7. The impact, I should note as well, that transfer, the new one, that there is no tax impact. It's all the funds that we already have internally in our reserve account. Therefore, this information is the same as it was when I previously presented it. The tax, which is determined based on the net valuation of the township, as well as the value of a home in Mahwah. On the bottom, you can see that for the 2019 school year, every $100,000 of value of a home, the increase will be approximately $17 from the 2018 year, for a total of $1,113.80. And then just below that, for a home that's valued at $500,000, that's what the increase in tax impact would be for 2019. Staffing, again, addressed at a previous meeting. The rationale and the approach that we take for staffing, we are anticipating for the 1920 year a net decrease of 0.7 FTE. The total budget for salaries is just over $35 million, or about 49% of the budget. Employee benefits, another very significant area of the budget, is slated to be a little bit over $11 million. This has our health benefits, workers' comp is in there, Social Security, pension payments, tuition reimbursements, and other benefits for employees. We have a special revenue fund, which is part of the budget. It's referred to as Fund 20. Federal, state, and local funds that we have that are designated for a specific purpose are included within this fund. There's a total budget there of just over $700,000. And lastly is debt service. Debt service is a separate fund of the budget that is specific for repayment of principal and interest payments from bonds that the township had previously presented to the public and were approved. The 2 bonds that we currently have outstanding, one is from 2002, it was the original bond for the building of Leonard Middle School. And then we have a bond that was originally presented to the public in 2003. That was for renovations at the high school in Ramsey Ridge. For the 1920 school year, the budget for the principal and interest payments that are scheduled is just under $1.6 million. And important to note that these bonds will be expiring within the next several years, one in the 2022-23 school year and another in the 23-24 school year. As I said, this is the last presentation for the 1920 budget. couple steps is to present this, my apologies, to give this to the town clerk. She has to assign off on the tax levy. We also have to send this down to the county level, and as I said, post it appropriately on our website. Any questions from the board? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nice job, Dennis. Thank you, Kyle. President Dennis?
We did.
Yeah. Nice job, too.
I'm
Thank
staring.
you.
Great job, Dennis. Kyle, you get
It's kind of like the phone ringing in the middle. It's okay.
I'm staring, Dennis.
He's gonna call you Copeland from
Sure you are.
Okay, President's Report. This evening, I'm happy to announce that 8 Mahwah High School students have been accepted into the 2019-2020 All-State Choruses. They are juniors Sophia Garvin, Olivia Leto, Aaron Lockwood, Dante Mejia, Aiden Mossman, and Rebecca Solomon, and freshmen Paige Lee Loya and Adya Mohanty. Soprano Olivia Leto has had the best score for the state for the second year in a row, and Paige will be singing with the All-State Treble Chorus at NJ PAC next February, and the rest of them will be singing with the All-State Mixed Chorus in Atlantic City and NJ PAC in November. So let's all congratulate them when you see them and give them a round of congratulations. Claps now. Great job. That's all that I have for this evening. Do we have any board committee reports tonight? Yes, Dr. Marthy.
I unfortunately was not able to attend the last instruction and curriculum meeting, so I'm going to give a few minutes to Dr. DeToro because he wanted to share something on behalf of the committee.
We meet as a group on a monthly basis, and we talk about the many things that we do here in Mahwah. Something that we highlighted at the last instructional meeting was the new encore offerings at the middle school. Just to give you a short reference of what they are, these are classes that students take outside of the core time that really expose them to very unique experiences that really develop their interest and understanding of things outside of reading, writing, and math. But obviously reading, writing, and math are embedded in those experiences as well. So this has been a 2-year process. This is something that has been handed over to the new administration with Mr. Corey, and the supervisors did a wonderful job with going out and researching programs all around our county and outside within our state, and they brought back some really exciting ideas. Within those ideas, they were able to maintain some of the core elements of the Encore program, whether it was art and the languages, but they wanted to also start to look to see how they can create a pathway, for no pun intended, up into the high school to create that consistency of program. Some of the things, I'll just highlight them. I'm not going to go chapter and verse of every single course, but some of the things that they focused on, they created a STEAM experience for all of our students, 6th through 8th, that really built upon each other, 6th through 8th grade, that started with coding, built onto robotics, and then went into a Tinkercad type of program, which is really an engineering design type of experience that the kids can come together and build, which is really, really exciting. Outside of that, they built a program that focused on image, sound, and story, where they got a chance to use their analytical eye and watch how different directors created experiences through movie, through pictures, and they get a chance to interpret and comprehend and develop from there. Another experience that they had was they tried to create creative names. It was called DigiApp, and the DigiApp course was we're trying to create educated consumers of our digital media experience. Obviously, we're all immersed in that world, and we want to give those students a firm understanding of quality and integrity as they go through and they do their searches and they do their traveling through that world. We also have a strong component of humanities as well. So something that we're extremely proud of that Nikki Van Ness and her team worked on, it's called Project Citizen. And this is a great opportunity for our students to take a look at the world as a whole, analyze what are some problems that are out there, come together and start to create solutions and possible other ways to get to a better instructional. I think it was about a 45-minute presentation. I'm trying to compress it out of respect for everybody here, but also give it its due, because the administrative team at the Ridge, inclusive of everybody, teachers, supervisors, and building-based administrators, did a tremendous amount of work. And it's a great way for us to showcase some exciting things that we can build some thinkers and some learners and some producers, more importantly, as they go up into the high school. So I just wanted to show that.
Thanks,
Thank you
Mike.
very much.
It was one of the most exciting instructional meetings I've ever been to, and the interdisciplinary approach that was taken was outstanding, and it reflected in the diversity of the programs that we're choosing for the in the Ridge. But again, it just goes back to the depth of our staff, the depth of resources our students have, and
I'm sorry to have missed it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like the cream of the crop meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, I apologize. Anyway, thank you, Mike.
Any other board reports?
So 17U for policy committee, we have 21 policies and regulations up for first reading. We continue to wade through the 2000 series, and we'll be back at it tomorrow morning, right? 8 o'clock, bright and early. Continuing that march.
Great way to start.
Thank you
That's
very
right.
much.
So we have,
Policy committee.
as we're going through that, we came up with a bunch of new technology policies and regulations that needed to kind of cut the line, just so that we can have in place for our one-to-one initiative next year. A bunch of them are just updates to code recitations. They're really nothing big there, and one new policy for service animals. It's a new thing for us. That's it.
Thank you very much. Anyone else?
Community relations met this evening.
Okay.
I'm sorry, did I jump on you?
Go ahead, Pete.
And we've identified 16 sites where the members of the committee are going to be present to hand out information material, educational material to the general public at, for example, concerts and things like that. They're going to be available to answer any questions that might come up. We also, I heard that they'll be done with the building by the 21st of June. One of the ideas we had was giving a tour to especially elementary teachers who really have not been close to this, of the new facility at the picnic. As they come in, since they have to park over here, they have to come this way. We can sort of give them, hopefully, if we're allowed to, give them a tour.
That's a great idea, and I think you're right about the elementary teachers not having as much exposure to the building, but it's the 21st of June, and at that point, it's substantial completion, so I'd like to kind of wait and see where we're at this point, just in case they're off by a few days, and then we promise something that perhaps we won't be able to deliver. But I think that would be a great idea.
Dennis will pay the overtime out of his own pocket.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
right.
there's always, we have those 2 first day of school staff days. That might be
Utilize
something.
that as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
we can do also.
Awesome.
Mr. Gallo.
I have remarks and then 2 reports. Just remarks on the budget. I want to thank Kyle and his staff and all the district leaders who contributed to the development of the budget. It's important to remember that the budget maintains all the district's core programs, including staff development, extracurricular and athletic programs. It provides resources for initiatives that support the rollout of the STEAM building, allows for modest program enhancements throughout the district, and most importantly, funds the implementation of the one-to-one initiative. And we did that all within the budget cap.
Fantastic.
Second item, which is the traffic safety project at Mahwah High School, is since early 2018, the Finance and Facilities Committee has been working with the Township to address this longstanding safety issue. At our last board meeting, I reported that a working group consisting of the Township engineer, a traffic engineer from Boswell Engineering, the Mahwah Police, John Pascal, Mr. McFerrin, Kyle, and the Finance and Facilities Committee met to answer all the open questions that were raised by the council last fall when Boswell made the presentation for the project then. At the Township Council meeting on April 11th, the mayor reported that he supported the project and that he would reach out to Lauren for a cost-sharing arrangement. He did so, and he offered essentially a 50-50 cost-sharing proposal. So the district's contribution to the traffic light would be just a little bit over $40,000. Subsequently, at the Township Council meeting on April 25th, by straw poll, the council also expressed its support for the project. The next steps are for the Township attorney to prepare a shared services agreement, which the council and the board will also have to approve. So at some point, we're going to be asked to give support to this arrangement, and I believe, if there's no objections, I believe that there would be support for this project among the board. The Finance and Facilities Committee, I think, unanimously supports this project, and we encourage your support. Once funding is in place, Boswell will complete a detailed design and bid specification. In anticipation of the light, the Mahwah High School leadership is working with the traffic engineer from Boswell to design changes to the Mahwah High School front parking lot that will maximize the value of the traffic light. The cost of this portion of the project will be borne strictly by the district. At our April 10th meeting with the working group, we expressed our hope that the traffic light and the parking lot reconfiguration could be completed in conjunction with the opening of the STEAM building and the start of school. When we laid out the rough timeline, even assuming we could expedite all of the things that need to get done, it really looked like the project would come to fruition probably in October, but it could bleed out into early November, to be realistic. I especially want to thank the mayor, the council president, and members of the council, the township engineer, Boswell's traffic engineer, the Mahwah police chief and his staff, and all the district staff and the finance and facility committee members who contributed to advancing this project. Kyle or I will be providing updates over the course of the summer as the project moves forward. And not to stuff the lead story to last, but I'm making a report on behalf of Andy Butel, president of the Mahwah Education Association, and on behalf of the Negotiations Committee regarding the status of negotiations. On Monday, April 29th, this past Monday, the MEA and board negotiating teams reached a tentative agreement on a 4-year contract. We met 10 times over the past 2 months discussing a broad range of issues well beyond the scope of simply wages and benefits. The agreement addresses many long-standing concerns of mutual interest to the MEA and the board. The next steps to finalize the contract are that the entire package will be submitted to board and MEA attorneys. They'll do a review. The MEA will do its presentation to their membership and secure a ratification vote. The contract will come back to the board for final approval, hopefully towards the end of June. It is our hope and wish that, and we will work very hard, both the MEA and the district will work hard to make sure that we have a new contract in place on July 1. There are many positive elements in the tentative agreement, and I won't go into detail now because we're slightly ahead of the curve. We'll talk about that towards the end of June when we actually have the resolution before us. I do want to note that the negotiations process was extremely constructive, collegial, and respectful. The negotiations committee will provide updates as appropriate, and I want to thank everyone who dedicated their time and energy to get this to where we are today. At our June meeting, I'll give a longer list because there were really a whole bunch of folks that worked very hard to make this happen, and they all deserve recognition. That's my report.
Thank you very
Thank you, Mike.
much. Does anyone else have a
Can I just have a question about the traffic light? Am I just to assume that it's at where the turns are, or that's a determination?
It'd be at the JK entrance.
At the JK entrance. Thank you.
I just have a report on the Mahwah Schools Foundation. Just a reminder to everyone that the Thunderbird Run is May 19th, and that the end of their year meeting will be held at the Mahwah Bar and Grill at 7 p.m. on June 3rd, and I'll be reiterating that through our other board meetings up until June 3rd, just to remind everybody. Sort of a meet and greet for new people and the end of the year for the trustees. And then I just want to say happy birthday to Mr. Gallo. Happy birthday, Mr. Gallo.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Okay, do we have any board member remarks or additional comments on any reports or non-agenda items? Yes, Mr. Cobb.
I have two things. I wanted to congratulate that Girl Scout troop that got up here to speak in front of us. To the leaders and to the girls, every single one of you guys put together a great project that all the kids from JK will be able to benefit from. But I also want to thank the JK HSO. From the notes that we received, they're going to be committing to maintaining that path. For all of us who have been on HSOs, who have volunteered over the years, to make that commitment is very significant. Volunteers are very hard to get these days. So for JK to say, hey, we're gonna commit to do this, that's a huge commitment on their part. Also want to congratulate the Mahwah High School baseball team. They were ranked #1 in the NorthJersey.com rankings recently. I think they have a 13-1 record.
12-1 as a
12-1. Well, I'm giving them an extra win. So
They may have already gotten it since
Yeah,
they-
they may have gotten it already. But
Very possible.
congratulations to the whole coaching staff and all the players.
Great, thank you. Ms. Conica.
There are two things coming up that I wanted to make everyone aware of. The high school art show is coming up 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. on May 17th and 12 to 3 on May 18th. And that's when you see just fabulous, fabulous work by all our students. It's incredible what they turn out. So everyone should really see it. Then in addition, on May 22nd at Brady's, the senior graduation gala is going to be doing their final fundraiser, and that's for the safe night after graduation. We raise money to send the kids off to an unknown destination. We have a live band performing at Brady's, and it's from 7 to 10 p.m., and it'd be great for everyone to come out.
It
dinner.
happens to be right after our board meeting,
Yes.
so
Yes, it does.
Leslie and I will be expecting full attendance, so mark it now.
Put out a notice of quorum.
Thank you very much.
We just meet at Brady's.
Once again, speaking on behalf of the board, I want to show much appreciation to our administration, our staff, our students, and the parents in this district. U.S. News and World Report came out with its annual ranking today, and in New Jersey, there are 350 high schools. Mahwah was ranked 39th. And at the U.S. level, there were 20,500 high schools. We were ranked 847. So guys have really done a great job. Thank you.
Fantastic, thank you. Okay, old business. We have a motion to move on old business. Mr. Wendrikowitz, seconded by Mr. Gallo. Any comments on old business? Okay, could you take roll call, please?
Mr. Wendrikowitz. Ms. Saccone.
Yes.
Mr. De Silva.
Yes.
Mr. Gallo.
Yes.
Mr. Coplin.
Yes.
Mr. Kizmarsky.
Abstain.
Ms. Conoco.
Yes.
Dr. Morthy.
Yes.
And Ms. Barron.
Yes. Now I'd like to take new business 17A through Y. May I have a motion to proceed on that? Mr. Wendrikowitz, second by Dr. Morthy. Do you have any comments, questions on any of those items from any board members? We're all good to go? Okay, could you please take roll calls?
Mr. Wendrikowitz.
I will abstain on 17A, check number 09477. And I will vote present on 17O.
Ms. Saccone.
Yes on everything, but I am abstaining on 17A, check number 094780.
Mr. De Silva.
Yes.
Mr. Gallo.
Yes, but I will be abstaining on check number in 17A, check number 094740. I'm not alone this time.
Mr. Coplin.
Yes, and I'm going to add to that list of checks. I'm going to abstain to check number 094768.
Okay. Mr. Kizmarsky.
Yes.
Ms. Conoco.
Yes.
Dr. Morthy.
Yes.
And Ms. Barron.
Yes. Now I'd like to take new business A through MM. May I have a motion to proceed? Mr. Kizmarsky, second by Mr. Coplin. Any comments on any of those agenda items? Board members? I think we're good. Okay, could you please take roll call?
Mr. Wendrikowitz.
Yes.
Ms. Saccone.
Yes.
Mr. De Silva.
Yes.
Mr. Gallo.
Yes.
Mr. Coplin.
Yes.
Mr. Kizmarsky.
Yes.
Ms. Conoco.
Yes.
Dr. Morthy.
Yes.
And Ms. Barron.
Yes. Now, public questions or comments. Note this section of public participation will be limited to 15 minutes. May I have a motion to open the meeting to the public? Mr. Gallo, second by Mr. De Silva.
Good evening.
There you
This is the only time in my life I've had to raise the
Raise the
microphone.
microphone.
Yes. I always want to follow the Girl Scouts. Bring them on. I wasn't planning on speaking tonight. I don't have any prepared remarks.
Oh, may I have your name and
Oh,
address?
Megan Charles, 10 Skytop Drive.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for allowing the public comment for us to come. I haven't spoken to Ann as of recent in the last week to find out any updates on. I'm here to talk about the playground. There are many parents that are interested and concerned. You may not see all of them here tonight, but a lot of them are like me and have little kids at home and, with dinners and everything. And, I left my 4-year-old and he was sitting on the couch. We were reading a book about sharks. And now I'm here. And it's because that same 4-year-old this week had his hands in the playground of the stuff at GW. And I brought him to my car at the end. I'm not going to be like the crazy screaming parent on the side, like, don't touch it. So I'm letting them play, right? The whole while just kind of gritting my teeth and having a smile, and then getting back to the car and just calmly wiping their hands off. And it's black. So I just started thinking about communities and schools, and I know that how important it is for stakeholder input. So here we are again, offering some input because we as parents are stakeholders in this community. So what I'm asking is, last time there was one of the parents that asked if there happened to be a committee just for playgrounds. And I know there isn't as of yet, but what I'm here asking is, could there be? Because last time we were talking about there's, so-and-so has research, this person has research, you all said that you have a lot of research, and that's great, but maybe we could have a committee where we can just sit, not in a public forum, where we don't have to come and at night and leave, Let's have a committee where we could sit as stakeholders and look at the different research that's here so that frankly, I decided to stand up because I looked at the budget and I saw final whatever, May 1st, and I thought, well, I hope there's some of that money for the playground. So that's why I had to stand up. Thank you, and I'm asking if we could have a committee.
It would certainly not be an answer that we would give you.
Right now.
Okay, no, I know you obviously have to confer, but
Well, we do, and you want an answer. That's why
No,
I'm
I know,
looking at you, because it's something that requires a
Right,
discussion.
of
What
course.
I can tell you is that you're referring to a committee that includes parents, I guess.
Yes.
We do run by committees, right? So we do
Okay.
have a
No, of course,
facilities
yes, I
committee
understand, and Mr. Dowell's on
that
that.
works together and makes a recommendation. In regard to research, we have both pro and con, I can assure you, on
Right.
both sides. Thank you very much to Mrs. Pally, who's given me a great deal of that research that has been out there. But we do have a lot, but I will absolutely confer with the facilities committee to see if they are interested in moving forward with a parent being part
Okay.
of a playground committee.
That would be wonderful, and thank you very much. Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Megan.
Okay, Evelyn Slogbarrow, 43 Thunderhead Place. Okay, so I guess my questions are from Mike regarding the traffic light. And the parking lot for the high school, the improvements to that, what time frame will that be in?
We looked at a preliminary design earlier this evening.
Okay, so will...
The critical timeline right now is to get the agreement with the township in place, and then money will be in place then for the engineers to do their design and bid, their bid package.
Okay, I guess I just want a little bit clearer understanding of why it's going to go until October or November, when John Roth had told me that if they were able to approve it at the next town council meeting, it could be completed, the traffic light could be completed by the 15th of August, or if you pushed it out, it would be the end of August, because they would be putting out the bid. So I just want a
Unfortunately, the mayor was
clarification.
not able to attend our working group meeting on the 10th. He sent his representatives, and when we talked about all of the steps that need to be taken, even on an expedited basis, including the lead time for the, after you get through the bid, the lead time for the materials, awarding the contract, getting the construction done, that's what it looked like to I'm talking the engineers. This is not us. This is Boswell basically sort of running through all the steps.
Okay, so when school starts in September, will there still be construction on the high school parking lot?
We hope to finish that over the summer.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Jen
Evelyn Park, 6 Divine Drive. I actually don't have a question. I have a public thank you for 18W for making the library media specialist an increase from 0.8 to 1. I think it speaks volumes. I know my son is so excited. He asked what it means. I said, Miss Daly will be there more often, so you can't go wrong with that. So thank you. Thank you for making that decision.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Okay, we have a motion to close to the public. Mr. Copeland, seconded by Mr. Cone. And meeting adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
Actually, you need a motion to adjourn.
Oh, may I have a motion to adjourn, please? Mr. De Silva.